Pardon the interruption. I had a phone call, and the phone call came through when I wasn't even able to press pause on the video, so the video automatically stopped. It could be possible that, you know, the ops don't want me to get a message out. It's all good. I believe that, but I'm going to keep going. I don't understand haters, and I refuse to ever understand or be associated or even understand sucker shit. I am proud to say that I've grown past that. And if you are some type of hater, I challenge you to go within and do the work on yourself to understand why you feel negatively towards someone if they never did anything to you, and what you can do about it to become a better person. Because what I also realized about healing is that I needed to forgive myself in taking accountability. I needed to forgive myself for the part that I've played and allowing people to think that they could play with me. I was in a mind state of love knows no boundaries, because the intent behind my love is always sincere and good. I always want what's best for the people that I love, and any type of way that I can assist them, if I can assist them, and if I am in a position to assist them, I am more than happy to oblige. The problem is that because my love knew no boundaries, I was oftentimes the one putting in a whole bunch of work, emotionally, physically, mentally, to sustain the relationship. No matter what type of relationship it was, the sisterhood, the romantic relationship, whatever. And in healing, I've come to realize that people that actually are haters, they have different ways of operating. You have some that will hate you from a distance, and those are the ones who try to not be so obvious. They're passive aggressive. But then you have the ones who are deceitful. That means they'll find a way to infiltrate your space just to turn around and hurt you. Because who you are somehow or another became a direct threat to who they was as a person. And instead of them going within and trying to figure out what it is about a person outside of themselves that never done anything to them that is so threatening that they need to do the necessary work to become self-empowered, self-aware, work on self-improvement, they blame you for being you and being a threat to them. So they devise a plan to infiltrate your space just to turn around and try to hurt you. Now, I don't understand that way of thinking, because that is too much motherfucking time taken out of my motherfucking day, energy, resources to try to devise a plan for someone that I don't like. If I don't fucking like you, I stay away from you. This is just me. This is just how I operate. I'm not gonna spend my time is valuable. My time is precious. Because I hold my health, my health, and I hold myself in high regard. And I am not gonna waste my time being around someone that I don't like. But people who have a low self-awareness and low expectations of themselves, or have self-esteem issues, whatever it is, or security issues within themselves, whatever it is that they're going through, I can't relate to that mindset. There's just no fucking way. There's just no way. If I don't like you, I stay the fuck away from you because of my life. I only want to have people in it that we hold each other in high regard. We hold each other accountable because we are all aspiring to be a better version of ourselves so we can ball out for real. Like, for real, for real. So, there's a certain mindset of that motherfucking hater, or the mindset of a hater, I refuse to fucking entertain. I'm not going to fucking do it. And if you know someone of that stature, because I think that we all do, but if you don't hold them accountable, that makes them just as much as a fucking sucker. It makes you just as much as a fucking sucker as they are. They corny. That shit is corny. And once you motherfucking corny, you cannot uncorny yourself. Because that is a state of mind. That is just who you are. And also, might I add, in the process of my healing, I realize now that you cannot hold back the truth of the situation because you're still trying to protect the other person. Here's what I mean by that. Let me give you an example. Molesters, rapists, and this may be extreme, but this is how serious it is. In particularly molesters. And I'm saying that because their power is in the silence of the victims. As long as the victims do not speak out about the atrocities that the ops that the person committed towards them, they have power and they will keep I see a huge traffic jam and it just stressed me out. As long as their victim keeps being silent about it, their atrocities still hold power. They'll continue to do whatever it is the fuck that they need to do to maintain that power. And they'll keep committing crimes against people because for the most part, the victims that they have so far was silence about it. And so no one really knows. I realized that the people who have wronged you in healing, you still need to speak out about it. Who you're speaking out it to is on you. You can go through therapy. You can use a friend. You can use a platform like I have. I created this platform not just because I can no longer stay silent about my hurt and the people that was hurting me, although as far as I know they weren't rapists and they weren't molesters, but they have broken my heart on other levels, and I am not able to no longer stay silent about it. And I felt like I did not want to continuously burden other people that I cared about with just complaining and stressing and trying to heal, because it becomes repetitious and it also becomes difficult for other people that you love. It becomes difficult for them because everyone has something that they're going through within their life. And I know as much as people want to be there for you on every level, they really can't be, because life doesn't stop because someone else that you love is going through something. So I just created this so that I am able to have a way to get out what the fuck I need to say without taking up space repetitively in other people's lives, or without becoming a burden to other people that I care about, right? So I realized in my healing that these motherfuckers that violate you, that disrespect you, that hurt you, I needed to put them on fucking blast too. I needed to see the truth in the fucking situation. And the truth is that there's a lot of people that's ultimately just fucked up. They just really pieces of shit. Like, for real. I'm not no longer protecting them. And then that's the thing. A lot of fucked up people, when they wrong you, their reputation is protected by your silence. You know, what they have done to wrong you is protected by you not saying anything. And this is why I invite you to heal the best way that you need to heal, however that is. If you do have someone that's available to you, a friend that's able to just, listen to you and help you get through some things, I respect that. Do it the best way that you can. If you choose a way of therapy, that is fine. Do it the best way you can. If you choose to open up a channel, however it is that you choose to heal, as long as you're not hurting anyone else in your healing process, I invite you to do that, to at least think about it. Because broken people try to break people that's whole. Angry people try to gather up a fucking new clique. The Angry Bird fucking clique. Hurt people, but it doesn't have to be that way. We can change the dynamic in our own healing. And maybe, just maybe, we can change the dynamic to heal people, can help people that want to be helped. People in the process of healing can also heal other people that are willing to do the necessary work it takes within them to heal, to become whole again, to put their pieces back together and to become better people, to use their experiences to, after the process of grieving, to use their experiences to catapult themselves into better people. We don't want to become bitter. We want to become better. And one of the things about becoming better is that we don't allow the experience of it to continuously hurt us. We take the experience of it after we've healed from it, and we have it. I'm sorry, because I'm focusing on traffic now, we take the experience of it after we've healed from it, and not only do we allow it to, or transition it, like we transmute the fucking energy, and we become better people because we won't allow motherfuckers who ultimately did not have our best interests at heart, motherfuckers who ultimately did not like us, snakes, haters in disguise, frenemies, low vibrational entities that ultimately was our enemy, or whatever the fucking case is. We refuse to allow them to win. At least that is my perception of it now. Yes, that motherfucker broke my heart. Yes, that motherfucker was deceitful, and I call him Judas. Yes, that motherfucker knew the whole entire time. Like, he honestly sat down. He had he never had my best interest at heart. And it's crazy because I just don't understand his thought process, and I won't allow myself to ever understand that type of thought process. And at the same time, I will not allow what it is that he's done to dictate the rest of my life. I will not allow whatever confusion, frustration, hurt, pain that he have about himself. I will not allow that to be the ending of my fucking story. I am not. Not even when it comes to love. So, heal, my good people. Do whatever it is that you need to do to heal and become a better version of yourself. Fuck the world needing just, better people. You want to be better for you. Because low vibing people, like they say, right? They say that the devil use people. That's what they say in religion. In spirituality, we call it a low vibe. In reality, in humanity, we say, it's the weakest link. We say motherfuckers, is the weakest link. But I think we all have a common understanding that low vibes, the devil, the weak ones, they have a common understanding. And no one can infiltrate unless you are weak. No entity can infiltrate your circle except through the weak one. Judas' spirit, who Judas was, ultimately was infiltrated by greed. But that's just a whole low fucking vibe. And he was ultimately being the weakest link. He was ultimately the weakest link. He was ultimately able to be infiltrated simply because he was already a low vibe. He was already a fucking scumbag. People cannot be used by lower entities, by negative entities, by the ops. People can't be used unless that's already in them. I remember when I was trying to understand the life of certain people. My uncle, who we are very close, that's more like my brother, but he used to tell me, I'm going to use, for example, alternative lifestyle people, which means people who like the same gender, right, or the same sex. He used to tell me, unless you have a negative, traumatizing experience when you're young, and that changes your perception of what you're attracted to, or unless you were born that way, no one outside of you can change you. You have to already be that way. Have to already be in you. He used to say, for example, a dude don't go to prison and become gay. The curiosity of liking the same or wanting or the same gender, the same sex, that already had to be in that particular person for them to give in to that, wanting to have that experience. And I feel like that goes the same as being a hater, as betraying people that love you. The Judas mentality. Low vibes, the devil, Judas. If you are a certain type of person, if you stand firm in who you are, your morals, your principles, your values, your spirituality, when you stand strong in that because you are fully self-aware, no low vibe can infiltrate that. Will they test it? Absolutely. But they will not be able to infiltrate if you are not already a weak link. And ultimately, the person that I was in love with that one time was easily infiltrated because he was already weak. And this is why the ops used him to infiltrate the family dynamic. And he in turn thought that he would devise a plan to try to continue to break down the family dynamic, to continue to break me down, keep us separated, keep whatever the fuck his thought process was, whatever it was. And it just don't go for him. It go for the haters. It go for anybody that takes time out of their fucking day to befriend you just to try to figure out a way to fucking hurt you. All of these motherfuckers is all associated together. The thing is, when you get into a space and your spirituality, where you're praying for the revelation of these people because you want them to be exposed, because you are in a space in your life where you want to live righteous and you want to just be whole, and you want the energy around you to be reciprocated to who you are. So when you reach that place in your life, when you pray for revelation and it is revealed to you, you got to be careful what you pray for, because you will get it. But start seeing these motherfuckers for who they really are. Understand it so you can overstand it. And acceptance. You gotta call these fucking people out for who the fuck they are in your healing process, and accept it. Accept it. Accept it. That these motherfuckers, accept it. These motherfuckers, they ain't shit. And they pieces of shit. Whoever, whatever, call them out for who the fuck they are. Stop trying to protect them in their image. Stop trying to, and I mean, I just want to promote healing overall. That's all. Because we stay silent and broken and hurt. And I think when you stay silent, my experience has been, it intensifies the pain tenfold. It just, it's so much harder to heal when you're healing in silence. And I don't recommend that for anyone. So with that, I wish all of our people healing. I would absolutely love to get to a space and a place in life where we as a people and as a culture could surpass all of our emotions about each other that has not negatively impacted one another. I wish for us as a people, I pray for us as a people to one day, unless you were negatively impacted by someone that you hold negative space for, I wish for us to be able to get past it. But we're talking about years and decades of and centuries and lifetimes of trauma that very little is willing to do the work to heal for, because it is just so much easier. It is just so much easier to look outside of yourself and blame other people for what it is you're experiencing in this lifetime. Blame other people whom absolutely had nothing to do with you being in the space that you're in. Right? It's easier to look at someone else and say, she thinks she all that, instead of looking within and saying, yeah, she alright, but shit, my shit good too. Or I'm gonna do whatever I need to do to get in this space because I ain't paying that bitch no mind. It's easier to look outside of yourself and blame someone else and be angry that they're loved, that they're whole, that they're respected, that they're protected, that they're in a space that you're uncomfortable with them being in because you don't have it for yourself. It's so much easier to blame other people for what's going on with you. But check yourself on that shit. Because there's so much of our motherfucking people who they don't protect them. They don't check themselves because they so busy looking outside of themselves to feel better about themselves. You get what I'm saying? So I'm gonna get ready and go. This is, my venting session. I had to get that shit off of my chest. And in my healing process about this well over 2 decades relationship that I was in that turned out to be a relationship. It was not even a relationship. It was a relationship because the ship was sinking. Okay? And that motherfucker was the Titanic, and that nigga was trying to drown me in his motherfucking trauma. Heal, y'all. And yes, while I go through this, yes, I absolutely want what's best for people because ultimately, real shit, we need each other. We are all made in the image of, and people need people for survival on this plane, whether you want to accept it or not. And so ultimately, free will gives us the choice to be able to decipher along with your spiritual journey. It gives you the choice to be able to decipher exactly who will continue on with you on your journey. And so I wish you well. I wish you love, and I wish you healing, peace, and blessings to the collective.